Hello, everyone. I hope that you are doing perfectly fine and things are really, really great in your home and all are safe. Today, we have a great personality from the gaming world, one of my good friend, Alfredo. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Super. So we are basically having a live session in World Leaders Summit monthly meetup and powered by Riding Tiger by Arijit Bhattacharya. Now, the person I'm actually trying to introduce to the audience is basically a guy who did massive amount of work in game publishing for the last over 2 decades, and he's working with multiple number of publishers, you name it. He actually worked with big shots. He traveled the world. He moved from Europe to Asia to so many countries that I can't even calculate and count. And most important, he is a man of golden heart, a person who is doing good work for companies to grow, handshake, and make it large. He goes all the way in to handshake with people so that things can be matured enough. So I will give the mic instead of me to him. But before that, let me explain what is this concept about riding tiger and what kind of people we are bringing. The concept of riding tiger is, of course, exciting. At the same time, it's fearful. When you ride tiger, you just can't stop because the tiger will eat you. And if you don't feed it, it's going to kill you because it's hungry and you can't continue the journey. So your business is the tiger and the feeding part is the money. And when we are talking about the feeding part and the tiger, we have with us once again, welcome Alfredo, riding tiger, roaring to the world. Could you please enlighten us with your brief details? How did you start your life? What is the background and what exactly you are doing with the existing company? Over to you.
Right. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Arijit, my friend. Basically, I started working on technology in the early 90s as a trainee, as a developer in a artificial intelligence company. And then while I was studying business administration, and then while I was studying at the same time, I was doing my career on developer as an IT person. So from there, I was working on banking. But at the same time, I was so passionate with video games. I was one of the early adopters of the first online games. I was playing online games before the internet existed as a commercial use. I used to play BGA Planet, this strategy game that was run on FidoNet and BBS, these software bulletin boards. And that was right before 95, 96, with internet was started to be a more mainstream in at least in the West and the Western countries, I mean. And then from there, when I was working as a business developer and as well as a technical guy on banking companies and service provider companies, and I was at the same time at night playing Ultima Online or playing games like Star Wars Galaxies. I was completely sure that I needed to change to this industry, to the gaming industry, because I was so passionate with it. I loved it, and I was seeing how these companies could do much better, the publishers, and then is when I started writing my own blogs about online gaming, and from there it was very natural. I started to have some offers from publishers to help them work on the content side and community management side, but the name didn't exist at the moment. Community manager, it wasn't a name, it was like a forum manager, or because we didn't even have a social media at that time. So we just had the forums and email, and that was it. No, yeah, we have a MSN, the messenger, the Microsoft Messenger, right? That was all for messaging. And yeah, from there, so I set up my own service provider for publishers and for developers. help them publish in the Spanish-speaking market, because I mean I am from Spain, from Madrid, and so I started working with companies like Froster Interactive in Rules of Magic, or working for Wargaming in World of Tanks, or working for Cabal Online. This is the first free-to-play ever MMORPG game in the world. That was back in 2007, 2008. So yeah, that time I was already surfing the conferences, the Gamescom, the GStar, the Game Connection, the GTC, and it was very natural from there. I set up my own publisher. At the same time, I was working for other publishers. I set up this publisher, EDC Games, with some partners, where we were doing some publishing a lot of mobile games and PC games, and also doing ESports. And just 1 year ago, I met this project I'm working now on, which I had a meeting with the founders, because they were searching for help on the publishing side. Because, as I said, I mean, this project I'm now working for is called Satoshis Games. It's a company, it's a technology company that has set up all the technology on all the pieces, have put together all the pieces needed for establishing a platform for games publishing, but using all the Bitcoin blockchain features, like using Bitcoin as a soft currency, as a micro reward in games, and also using NFTs, but based on Bitcoin rather than being based on Ethereum and other tokens. So which makes life easier for users to do the onboarding, right? To have an NFT in our games is pretty natural. Players didn't need to buy any token. They just need to play the game. Buy a game with any money, just fiat money. I mean, credit card, PayPal, or whatever is the way they buy the game, and they then receive some rewards in Bitcoin, and they can have their NFTs in Bitcoin with no other downside and not other issues. So this is basically what we're doing now, Arijit. We are trying to disrupt the market with this new play to earn model based on NFTs, based on assets tokenization. Anything you purchase in game belongs for the user, and the user can trade it later. They can take it to a wallet. So this is what we're trying to do. And at the same time, as we are innovating in this part, we are having to develop games at the same time. So we're developing two main games, one battle royale third-person shooter and one survival game. So this is basically a quick introduction of what I've been doing over the last 30 years.
Super. So coming from a background of the era where internet didn't exist, and I still remember the era where when I started my company, there was no Google, and when we used to communicate with each other, the communication channel was Internet Explorer as internet, when internet came in picture. Windows 95 was probably the first operating system on GUI mode that I explored. Before that, I was working on DOS and command line, Unix days and other things. And then slowly, when we move towards the latest generation technology, we have seen the growth of game development slowly from all those good old consoles. If you remember, when we used to connect those with the TVs, if you remember those games with small boxes used to come with all those joysticks and all, you connect that with maybe a panel, and then you play. And then from there, now you are talking about something which is completely different. People couldn't have maybe imagined about maybe a digital object which people are buying. Could you please enlighten us what exactly you said? Like, it looks like a science fiction story. What is this? Creating a small object and then inserting that into as a digital model, and people can buy it, own it. Probably people can use it as their asset and then reuse it. What is this all about? Could you please explain this, how people can monetize this kind of technology?
I mean, we are right now on a new era in terms of economic models. We know in all the apps worldwide that allow people to to resell anything they own. Or, I don't know in India right now, but at least in where I live in Spain, we can now re-rent our parking space. So if I go to work with my car, those hours that my parking space at home is free. I can re-rent it. I can resell as used things like clothing, like anything in my house, like furniture. So let's say that nowadays everything can be resold and everything can be rented, and anything you purchase or anything you spend your money in, maybe only the food you cannot resell. And I think that's because even with Airbnb, you can rent a small room in your house as well for tourism. So you can monetize almost everything or anything, but anything you purchase in games. All the in-app purchases are not actually owned by users. So
on the same time, I have a question. We all know that these things are increasing, and we are hearing a term called blockchain. As per my understanding goes, we have centralized and decentralized methods in blockchain. And when we try to connect that with the digital world, a lot of games, just like your company is building, is being produced with the help of blockchain technology so that people can actually safeguard their digital asset with an encrypted module. And there, people can, of course, deal with cryptocurrency as well. Maybe people can deal with coins as well, with tokenizations as well. And there we have probably, they can utilize, I don't know if you are doing it or not, people can use their hard wallet and sometimes soft wallet. But in gaming, what I have seen so far, soft wallet works best rather than the hard wallet. So what's your comment on that? What kind of system that you are utilizing apart from creating maybe, I don't know, maybe creating a structure with cryptocurrencies? What are the new things that you're thinking?
I mean, what we're doing in that term is, let's say we have different concept for each thing. I mean, for the Bitcoin itself, as our platform is native into the Lightning Network, Lightning Network, how it works. Lightning Network basically is a upper layer of the Bitcoin network, and is of course has been implemented in this software that happened like 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. So for the Bitcoin itself, we have custody wallets, meaning that all the balances in Satoshis for our users, they are all in the platform. It's only when they want to withdraw the Bitcoin is when they can take it to any wallet, either soft, hard, I mean something on their PC, something like Electrum, but it's similar to maybe Bitcoin Core, or they can even take it to one of their exchanges where they have also custody wallets. Can be taken anywhere as long as it works with the Lightning Network. That's for Bitcoin. For NFTs, we are using the Liquid sidechain, which is also a sidechain that comes from the same software that has been developed by Blockstream and a federation of big companies in the Bitcoin space. And Bitcoin is always decentralized at the end of the day, because Bitcoin is we know the big difference between Bitcoin and the rest of the coins, all the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is the, let's say, the most decentralized and the most secure. At the same time, because of that, it's also the most
rather we can say it's more stable than other coins.
Yeah, it's the most stable. Well, stable in terms of trading and all that. That I think that is a completely different thing, because I mean, we are working on adoption. We don't actually work on trading or speculating with that. That is there are guys that have been working on this for like 40 years in the stock market and things like that. And it's just, I mean, there is no way any of us can fight with these guys. I mean, they are the same. In the same day, they may move 50 or 100 million in gold, silver, stock options, and maybe a couple of millions in Bitcoin, and that's the normal day. So that's a completely different world, and I don't really understand it, and I cannot enlighten on that. But I think they are. I mean, just following guys like Peter Schiff or things like that, you understand how difficult this world is. True. But yeah, I mean, of course, is more secure.
I'll give you a small input regarding the same. A year back, I was consulting one company just for the audience sake. I was consulting a company who are basically a crypto wallet, and then they wanted to enter into the gaming world with the concept of creating games based on cryptocurrencies and do the good trading inside that particular platform. While working with them, I explored that there is a huge opportunity to actually stabilize such kind of activities. For the audience, we are actually not talking about blockchain or cryptocurrency at this moment. We are actually talking about basically creating games which can make money and supported by encrypted technology, which is blockchain. So this is nowhere related to the cryptocurrency trading. Rather, we are talking about encrypted products which you can win, own, hold, and then probably trade utilizing their platform. And I have seen their platform. This is really, really cool and amazing. Could you please tell the audience about the website that you have and the kind of people, the kind of users that you have? I understand this is a startup, but this show is all about startups to give them a platform and showcase them. Could you please enlighten us?
Yeah, of course. And I think this kind of projects, they need to be done from startups, because it's a completely disruptive model, and only when you are only from a startup, with how dynamic the startup are, how can you adapt very quickly to changes, is the only way you can do this. You cannot do this from big corporations. It's impossible. You need to wait for the approval of the top manager 6 months later. Then your product is already old. It's already outdated. So anyway, yeah, I mean, we have developed is Elixir.app, is a Steam-like platform or Epic Games-like platform, any of these PC platforms that they are a game launcher and installers, and at the same time they are an e-commerce site, because we know Steam is an e-commerce site. They just happen to sell games rather than selling other things. They sell games that you can download instantly, but it's an e-commerce site. So we have developed a site like this. It's very similar in terms of how it works, in terms of installing, launching, purchasing games, and also it's very similar for developers in terms of using the dashboard, the Steamworks part of the platform to upload builds and prepare a store page and all this. So, but the big difference is that first, Bitcoin is our native currency in the platform, meaning that all the games work with a global wallet that stores the Satoshis. You know, Satoshis, for those of your audience that doesn't know what is Satoshi, is the 100 million part of the Bitcoin. So right, I think today the value of a Satoshi is 0.0004 cents of dollar, right? This is the value today. So players can accumulate this soft currency, the Satoshis, into the wallet, and they accumulate by doing quests, achievements, or anything. I mean, what we normally get in any game, which is credits in terms of gold, silver, or gems or diamonds, this time it's just Bitcoin, and it's the same because I mean it's the same amount we do with the soft currency, because when you, as a developer, give some soft currency to a player, it's just for the player to spend it on the item shop and get some loyalty from that. Well, we do the same with Bitcoin, because it's exactly the same thing, but it's a completely different value perception. And also we provide all the technology for developers to use NFTs based on Bitcoin. As I said, I didn't say before, these NFTs can be traded on a market, on an NFT market we have also in the platform, or they can be withdrawn.
Hey, hold on. We are talking a lot about NFT. What is this NFT is all about?
NFTs means a non-fungible token, which is like a token that cannot be duplicated or copied. It's unique, right? So when we issue, for example, if I'm playing, let's say, a game that everybody knows, League of Legends or Fortnite. Well, let's say League of Legends. I like League of Legends. I play more League of Legends than Fortnite, so I will talk about League of Legends. If I have in League of Legends my preferred champion right now, which is Nautilus, if I have for example, the epic skin of Nautilus of the astronaut, I would be able to buy it. I mean, as a publisher or as a developer, I could be putting into the market maybe 100 copies or 200 copies of this game of this skin, and only 200 players will be able to purchase it, meaning that each of the copies will be unique. So this is what happens with the NFT. The NFT, you can issue an NFT with a limited number of issues of copies of this with a scarcity. This scarcity brings value, right? So this means that, for example, in Fortnite, we have new skins or new items constantly into the game. If I buy today the new epic and amazing skin in Fortnite, which is Rick and Morty right now, because now in the season they have Rick and Morty, they just issued the new Morty skin. If I buy it today, it may cost me $30 or $35. But maybe in 2 weeks there is an offer, there is a sale, and this skin now is worth $10. So, well, this is the big difference. The big difference with NFTs is, first, the skin is yours, meaning that as a player, you can withdraw it to a wallet, to a Bitcoin wallet that is enabled also for the Liquid network. For example, Green Wallet, Blue Wallet, there are many wallets. There are standard wallets that are being used daily by millions of people. So the player would extract it from the game and put it in his wallet, and he could transfer it to another player, and the player could put it back into the game. This is the magic of the NFT. The ownership is secured for the user, for the player, also the scarcity and the uniqueness of this NFT, of this item. So basically, our idea is that every single items or value items that are in the games, they are converted into NFTs.
Super.
That's all.
Super. So as per the understanding, there is a huge opportunity for the new developers, newcomers in the market, probably do a handshake with you if they have an interesting game, which can be inserted into your platform and then make money together. So could you please enlighten our audience about the opportunity, the kind of developers that you're looking for, maybe handshake with, and then grow with your network?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I think right. I mean, I think there is a space for almost any kind of game right now in this model, because I think right now almost every game has quests, achievements, or either if they are premium games for single player or online games free to play or online games premium, most of them have enough purchases. Most of them have an economy. So any of these games are suitable to start this new play to earn model. So whenever a game is rewarding players with a soft currency, it's an opportunity to replace it or to swap it with Bitcoin. And whenever a game is giving achievements or cards or whatever to players for getting things very difficult into the games, into a platform, is the time to give an NFT. This NFT can be traded later, and they can be the only ones to do the maximum quest of the game and then trade it later. I mean, the field, I think the field is almost infinite and enormous, because, and I'm always saying this, I'm pretty sure there will be developers that come to our platform and that they will just invent new ways of using these things on top of what we are doing right now. Right now we have 2 games on this. As I said, we have Lightnet, which is like a Fortnite, but it's a battle royale third-person shooter, and we are giving players rewards for daily quests. We have a survival mode in this game. So in the survival mode, they can get some Satoshis and Bitcoin. They can get NFTs, and they get to the highest ranks in the survival mode. But also in the PvP mode, we have a play to earn mode where players, they can put in a pot some Satoshi or NFT, whatever they want, and they can play just to whoever wins the battle royale, they get the full pot. But we also have the option of playing with no play to earn, just ranked games with divisions, and with divisions in terms of or in terms of performance of the user. And every month there is a end of the season, and players in the highest scores, they also get some rewards in the form of Bitcoin and NFTs. So these are some ideas. But on the other hand, for example, we have in our survival game, we have a season pass, and players, because it's a survival game, they need to get to a certain level, and to get to a certain level is not easy because there are so many dangers, and the game is so dangerous, people die constantly. So if they get to the maximum level, they get some NFTs as well. So, but that will be more and more models we are seeing right now. So, but the main strength of our platform is that we are based on Bitcoin, because NFTs, we have not invented this. They are already in the market for some time, but everything that is in the market is based on Ethereum and based on private tokens, meaning that players need to purchase these private tokens. And these private tokens are really expensive. They are talking about to enter some of the games, for example, Axie Infinity. I haven't played it, but I'm reading reviews all over the internet, and reviewers are saying that you need to spend $1,000 or $500 in order just to enter into the game and start earning NFTs. And you have to spend that on a private token. So if you stop playing the game, your token is worth nothing. Or if the company collapses, your token is worth nothing. But we are talking about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, it looks like Bitcoin is going to be staying for a long time. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be forever, but it's going to be for a long time. So this is the big difference between our platform and others.
With the kind of new law that's coming up from, of course, from a couple of governments and Malta and other kind of countries who are actually approving digital banking, of course, connecting with the so-called crypto wallets with Bitcoin, with Ethereum.
Yeah, well, El Salvador, this is small country in Latin America, they just make Bitcoin legal tender. It's a legal tender in the country. Also, Paraguay is looking into regulating that. They just announced a law. Argentina, they just also said that. And there are other countries already talking in Africa. Well, in Africa, Nigeria is talking about that. Nigeria has the largest number of P2P trades in Bitcoin in any country in the world only. They do like 400 million per month. And Vietnam is doing that as well. Kenya, Tanzania. Thailand. I mean, all the countries that don't have a strong economy or don't have a strong currency right now, they are looking into that because they have been, you have anyone that has any small knowledge about the monetary system and economy over the last 50 or 60 years, they understand how the big powers in the world, like France, the UK, and the US, has been taxing indirectly all the countries in the rest of the world, forcing them to use their currency and giving them just a 10% bad exchange all the time. So for years, and for 50 or maybe more years, so many countries around the world, and maybe 70% or 80% of the world population has been paying taxes to the big powers, and this is a thing that needs to stop, because it's not fair. And
so in terms, Alfredo, my friend, you have actually created a platform where people can come, they can actually become maybe a great opportunity for developers, publishing houses to come to your platform, handshake with you guys, publish their games and co-publish it into their country, make money together and create a greater ecosystem. And I believe that as a startup company, the existing company that you are in, they have got more than 10,000 players into the platform.
Yeah, we have 10,000 already paid users, so people that has already purchased some games and they are purchasing our games. And we have around 15,000 that are just looking into what is they haven't purchased anything yet. But our platform entered in alpha second week in June. Right now, we consider that we are now close. We are in a closed beta, but really, really close to an open beta. And we haven't done a lot of advertising. I mean, we have done zero advertising in terms of spending money on publicity. Everything we have done so far is just viral. We think
marketing is the best marketing policy.
Yeah, it's the best marketing, of course. But you want big numbers, we need to go for some small advertising, especially in games. But I need to say something as well, because it's very important. Our API our technology, our micro rewards in Bitcoin, our NFTs based on Bitcoin, they can be used anywhere outside of the platform. So there is no need to have the platform. For example, if you have mobile games, you can adapt our API to your mobile games, and you can publish them on the Play Store or anywhere. And we just take a small share of the withdrawals as the form of payment. That is it. So because we are, as I said, we're working on adoption more than trading or speculating. So, and we need that everyone is using this technology. So everything we are doing makes sense. So and also for console or PC games that are publishing on other platforms, it can also be used.
Super, super, super. It's a beautiful platform that you guys have created, and I wish all the success in any way from the WLS ecosystem, and of course with Virtual Infocom, with my own connections. If there is anything that we can do, we'll be more than happy to handshake and collaborate and take things forward. For the audience, WLS ecosystem is thriving globally with around 52 ambassadors of our own. It's basically an international business club with 30,000 business houses as our, I would rather say 30,000 business owners as our members and subscribers. And we are growing fast like anything with our global audience, with our global ecosystem development. We have approximate 8 different cluster inside WLS, which we call as a community. We have entrepreneurship, technology, women empowerment, banking, finance, angel investment, and VC fund as our own councils. And it is actually headed by our ambassadors and chairperson. I personally look after all the strategic movement that's happening in WLS ecosystem. Of course, World Leader Summit is going to happen this year, November 2021. Last year, we had 126 speakers from 90 plus countries. This year, we're going to have with 95 plus countries with targeted 150 change makers across the world, sharing the kind of beautiful stuff that they're doing. And you are watching one of them in our show, Riding Tiger in Business Symposium, World Leader Summit, live with multiple platforms. Thank you so much, audience. And I can see the comment that's coming up from Ghana. I can see comment came up from southern part of Africa. And I can see the comment that is coming up from few parts of Europe as well into our social media. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. Please feel free to connect him. He is a great human being. I can vouch for him. We met in South Korea long back, had a great time together. Since then, we are friends, and I can vouch for this gentleman. He is a gem, a person with golden heart, and of course, always there to help the startups. For the startups who are following me in my account and in my social media, who are communicating with me, maybe the indie developers, feel free to connect back to me to understand how your games can be integrated into their platform, or if you want to integrate their API into your mobile games, that is also possible. We'll be more than happy. We'll be more than happy to connect, touch base with all of you to do some good business together. Thank you, Alfredo, my friend, coming to our show and sharing the beautiful insight and the kind of technology that you have developed and sharing to the world. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Arijit. It has been an honor for me to be in your program. I mean, we have a very good friendship, and I'm looking forward to knowing much more about your World Leader Summit and much more.